Hey, so we've got a bunch of new meters in the hands of our in-home technicians, and so we're wanting to deliver some training on how to look for noise. Our plant guys are real excited about having these guys be a little bit better at looking for noise in home. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a quarter wave dipole antenna that you can use for an example. And, when you're in the classroom and you're trying to teach this stuff, it's a lot better if you can actually show in action. And I realized that for this, we don't need an active device. We can just use an antenna to generate some noise there. So I decided to make it based on 42 megahertz because it's in the middle of the return band, and so quarter wave dipole antenna is basically you just get a piece of RG6, you cut it to a half wavelength, and then you strip half of that, which gives you a quarter wavelength of the center conductor and a quarter wavelength of the shielding. So for 42 megahertz, that's a little under 6 feet, about 70 inches. And so we go for a total length of about 140 inches, plus or minus a little bit. You don't have to be that precise. This is a crappy antenna anyways. So so you take a piece of RG6, put a fitting on one end, measure 70 inches, and then put some tape on there so you know where the middle is. And then you cut the housing, case thingy, the outside part, and the braid and the foil and everything off. So that can be kind of a pain. You get in there with a knife and you can cut along and stuff. If you're just doing one, but I was going to do quite a few, so I made one of these. This I just had some hunks of aluminum laying around. You can use wood or whatever you got. Make a hole in the center that's just the right size. This I used 11/32 I think I used for this one. I forget what size this was, but it was too big. And then you put a knife blade in the middle there. So I've got it set up so that it just, there we go. Yeah, it just cuts just the right depth in there. So we will slide that in. And then you just pull it through until you get to your tape marker. Come on. There we go. And then you can pretty easily just peel it all off. And it's a bit more of a pain to get into the foil, but eventually you can get in there, and the foil will just peel back too. There we go, etc., etc. Right? So that'll leave you with this, basically. And the reason we're leaving the dielectric on is because this is like 6 feet long, and it's awkward. So leaving the dielectric on, it means you can tape it up and make it nice and small. It still works just fine, and it's not going to short out. So yeah, and then you can label it whatever. So this, if I bring my meter over here, and oh, come on, stay. Start that, and we connect it up like so. Ooh, oh yeah, okay, so that picks up a whole bunch of noise right in the middle of the return band there, so that you guys can basically, in the classroom, you'd set up like a fake CSE, put a 4-split in there, the other 3 lines go to terminators, and then 1 line goes to this, and get them to figure out which one is which. And really simple, just get the idea across. Now these can actually be useful for other things too. So for looking for problems in the forwards, I've got other ones that this one was like roughly 20 inches, which puts it somewhere in the high band. I wrote 500 on there, but whatever, somewhere in that neighborhood. These are really not very precise. They're not proper antennas, obviously, or even very good antennas, but they will give you an idea what's out there and what sort of noise you're facing. So when you're looking at the regular spectrum, let's get this up. There we go. Okay, so yeah, with this one here, we can pick up, and yeah, you can see kind of what's out there. So if you've got a handy little cheat sheet like this one, then you can have a look and go, oh yeah, okay, so we've got our 600 megahertz cellular, 700 megahertz cellular, 850 megahertz cellular. And then down here we've got FM. FM always sticks out a whole bunch, and then aircraft radio, and then your municipal radios like fire and all that sort of stuff. But with these being kind of crappy antennas, you get a lot of harmonics. So a bunch of this that you're seeing in here is actually harmonics from FM radio. But so you can't take it too literally, but it's certainly good for seeing where your cellular stuff is or whatever. So anyways, there you go. Have a good one.